For day number 11, your challenge is to compliment 3 random strangers on the streets. Bonus points for those compliments being different and at different times of the day.
Hi everyone, this is Noemi from Pacifica. This was the most fun challenge ever. So I realized that I go around complimenting people all the time and it's super easy for me to do, it's very natural. And today I pushed it to a new limit. So it was very interesting to put this specific intent behind it, not only when it spontaneously arises, but really walk around and try to be resourceful and see the beauty in every single person I see and verbalize it for them. And it was just fun because it was a transformative experience. Seeing the beauty in people and verbalizing it changes the world. The world was full of beauty today, and that was what I kept focusing on. That was my vantage point, and it filled the world with beauty. So thank you so much. It was super fun.
Hey, it's Tim from San Francisco, and I just completed my challenge of the day. And I gotta say, that was mentally difficult on me. As simple as an act of kindness that is, I realized that I have this like inner thought that tells me not to bother people or, you know, get in their way or potentially even make them feel uncomfortable from a compliment that I give them from a pure intention. And so that's just something I feel like I'm gonna work on more in the future. It was just really fun though to walk around for the last 30 minutes around the streets and kind of really be aware of people around you and pick out what you like about them and authentically share that with them. And so it was a very present walk that I've had in a while, and had a lot of eye stares with people, but ultimately found 3 people I genuinely liked something about them or what they had and gave that to them. First got a weird look, but afterwards a genuine thank you. So summary, I have some work to do on this more in the near future to grow myself and approach everything with good love.
Hey, it's Jamie Sekou from Los Angeles, California. So today's challenge was to go up to 3 different strangers and pay them a compliment. It's something I do frequently, so it's a fun one for me. I find that people's reaction is one of surprise, and it just takes them a second to register what I just said to them. And then, you know, you just see the joy come through their eyes. And so what it reminds me of is that sometimes it's just the simple things that can really make a difference in someone's day.
Hey Daily Arc fam, Chris here in Houston. Today might have been the toughest challenge out of all the challenges so far. Past couple of weeks at work have been really stressful and overwhelming, and to give somebody that you don't know a compliment takes a lot of energy out of you. So kind of shocked that I was capable of doing that today, but overall really happy with the end result.
Hi there, this is Devika from San Francisco, and today I complimented 3 strangers. One was a man checking IDs outside a bar, another one was a woman walking near me on the sidewalk, and then a third was a pet owner who was walking their dog on my block, and I passed by them. And what I learned from this challenge was firstly that I was uncomfortable giving a compliment based just on what I observe about somebody. But the compliments that I really appreciate that I'm able to do and give to people I have rapport with are things like their strengths or the things in them that I value and think are powerful or inspiring. And with a stranger, you don't really have that background or that rapport. And so in coming up with compliments in my mind, when I saw someone and thought of something, I first judged myself for saying, oh, it's so superficial, you know, whether it's a clothing or how someone looks. And each of the interactions ended up being a gateway to a really positive, joyful experience. And I think it's natural to have the observation be at surface level and that's okay. So that's what I learned. I learned that it's the gateway into a deeper connection, and it starts with what we observe, because that's just how we interact as humans and how we understand and perceive one another.
Hey, Evan here, San Francisco. Very interesting challenge for me today too. It's funny, we sort of created this world, especially here in the modern Western world, where it's actually strange to talk to people and it's strange to compliment people, whereas, I imagine 50 years ago it was quite normal. And it's a challenge that I guess has become well ingrained into all of our psyches. You go to the train station and people are looking down, and if you say hello, you're actually the strange one, and really it should be the opposite. And I encountered the same feelings today when I was complimenting people on my daily walk. Some people were taken aback by it, and were actually similar to when you're handing out flowers the other day, people's response was sort of like, why is this person talking to me? This is quite strange, etc., etc. So, but some people did make a positive impact on their day. So I think, it made me realise, how much of a movement things like this really needs to be in order to make change on a grassroots level. Because, in 10 years' time, with the more technological advancements that we see, is the world going to become further and further out of control? I think it starts with talking to people and giving them a bit of kindness, and hopefully that translate to their life. They then pass that on to somebody else. That's the hope anyway. So it was interesting day.
Hey everyone, really enjoyed today's challenge. I think it's a really beautiful thing to be able to pay a genuine compliment to somebody and brighten their day, give them a little bit of joy from someone noticing them and giving them space to really feel valued. And it was something that I think really brought a lot of joy to myself, and is a practice I'd love to really keep and uphold in the future. It's a simple thing, paying someone a compliment, a genuine compliment, out of a seemingly random encounter, but can really brighten someone's day. So really appreciated doing it today.
Hi. So my lessons from today's challenge are twofold. First, I use the compliment as a way of engaging people in yoga class and then in a meditation sit I did later, as a way of kind of forwarding more connection. And so when I gave a compliment to a girl after yoga class and the teacher, it just led to a nice moment with the woman. But then the teacher and I ended up chatting for like 15 minutes and having a real moment and where we came from and all sorts of things. But the compliment, just saying we enjoyed his class, I'd never gone before, opened up that door in a meaningful way. And then the inverse actually happened, where I ended up meeting a semi-homeless woman and just making time to sit with her and realize, what she needs clearly is someone to listen to her. And then I used the compliment as a way of just affirming her, because she was so low and down in life, just telling her she was worth something and worthy of something, and telling her the beauty I saw in her, and also blessing her, quite frankly, were really meaningful. So there's something about also just going from listening and holding space to trying to give someone love in whatever form it takes, which can be a compliment, which really made the compliment that much more meaningful. So today was a really rich day for me. Thank you.
Hey, Rem here. Just ended up at a countryside gas station. Only a couple people in there, and by a couple I mean 3, so a very strategic collection of compliments paid to the clientele. Very interesting. It was almost as if none of the 3 had ever been paid compliments, so definitely lit up all of them. I'm feeling kind of conflicted because I understand the manipulation that can occur through compliments, even though it's powerful. So the genuine nature, I'm not sure if mine were genuine. They were pretty interesting, which I'll say for now, but definitely brought out further conversation from each in a very short period of time, which, because they were generally genuine, was pretty powerful. So definitely learned the power of a compliment, and learned that being genuine is pretty critical.